Hello there guys and girls, this is the Prussian Prince with, finally, a Total War Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai tournament match. Hasn't been one of those in ages for my, on my channel, but I decided to do one since there was a tournament that started recently, called the ITS Fall of the Samurai LAN 1v1 tournament. It is basically best of 5 until the finals, and when it's best of 7. And the first round is when I'm up against Luigi from UFTW. But basically games 1 and 2 are on our Ridge Pass, games 3 and 4 on Kawabe River, and last but not least, if necessary, the tiebreaker will be on none other than Ubayu Onsen. So I'm gonna go over my build first here, but first I'm gonna see what kind of doges are on the map. We have the shrine and we have the farmhouse. So I've got the shrine. I've got a morale advantage possibly if I can take it, but I should be able to take it. Farmhouse is actually quite important if you believe it or not. I think in my case it might have been possibly more important if I could get my Yariki in, because it would allow to get my Yariki in much quicker into his forces. But of course he has the same kind of cavalry setup for the most part. But anyway, so in this game I have US Marine here being supported by 3 Black Tortoise. Like, this is a pretty decent main line that I have. The Black Tortoise are with the US Marine because the US Marine can't really, I mean, it does really well on its own, but I mean, it can't do really well on its own when it's up against all these units. So supporting Black Tortoise are nice, like they're really cheap and they can deter the enemy from attacking you frontally. But the other thing is that the Black Tortoise have a morale buff from the US Marines because they are nearby, right? So basically, yeah, US Marine with 3 Black Tortoise in the center, 2 Red Bears on each flank, because Red Bears are quite strong on the flanks. I brought them because they have decent melee stats, which is why they should do bit better against cavalry charges and the like. But anyway, I also have 4 Yariki, rank 2, just with the 2 attack upgrades, pretty standard stuff. And I have 2 Revolver Cav. As for my opponent, Luigi, he has 4 Yariki, this time vanilla for him. Oh, and I forgot to mention, my general is Command Gun. I do get a free volley here with my US Marine into his Red Bear, and I'm gonna try and pull back. So basically I kill 30 men. I got my Black Tortoise in this forest, so it should be able to do quite nicely against the Red Bear, even though mine is a Black Tortoise. It's in the forest. But here I do actually pull back a little bit too late, so his US Marines do get a shot off on my own US Marines. That was pretty bad by me. So I have Command Gun General, as you can see here. He has 4 Yariki Vanilla, at least 1 Revolver Cav. I think he had 2 though. Then a full Gun General, as you can see, because he has Ganbate. Has a Spear Levy with a Shogitai on this flank. And then we have 2 Elite Infantry for him. One is his US Marine, the other is the Shogunate Guard Infantry. Then we have, let's see, a White Bear on his right flank and a Red Bear here in the center. Peculiar choice though, not to put the White Bear here and the Red Bear on this side. Not quite sure why. He prefers Red Bear center. So yeah, 3 Red Bears. I think that 4 Red Bears actually. Again, not quite sure why he put this over here, but perhaps he knows more than I do. So, the engagement is starting over here. You can see his Shogunate Guard Infantry actually moving up quite far, so I thought, okay, maybe I can get in before they shoot, because they probably have an attack order on like something on the US Marines, but they actually do get in range before I can get my Yariki in, so that was mismicro by me. But I will be able to get into this Red Bear Infantry unit unopposed, basically. And here I make a massive mistake. I get shot as well. These 2 Yarikis also get decimated. I do get some kills on this Red Bear, but he has a supporting Red Bear that's going to be able to shoot it to pieces. That is his second line. So this was a suicide attack by me. Perhaps if I just charged 1 unit through here, that would have been good. Because this unit was alone, did not have a second line, and did not have cavalry as nearby. So here I do actually get a charge off onto this White Bear and do some damage, and I'm gonna go back in after pulling out. And I also, this is actually gonna be a good engagement for me. Even though I lose this Yariki, I'm gonna be able to kill this 1 White Bear and Yariki with the 2 supporting units I have here. Of course, this Black Tortoise is moving up a bit too far and it's gonna get shredded by US Marines. This game is happening too fast. Nothing going on over here, and I do have the Shrine right now, but he will be able to uncap it. Well, if he put this unit slightly more over here. Yeah, my hierarchy here is gone. Didn't do too badly at the end though, but now I don't have more hierarchy, so he's free to charge this one Red Bear and destroy it with his cavalry. But he's a little bit too slow with it, and he's actually going to give attack orders, so it's going to be frontal charges. Not as efficient as if, say, he would go around with the hierarchy and charge the rear. But here, I'm not actually sure why he's doing this either. Like, he's pushing up frontally with Spear Levy and Shogutai instead of flanking around. I guess he wants to push back my center, which could be good. And my general now is getting attacked. But I usually use loose formation because it makes it less likely to get shot. But I think I'll use tight formation more because the general unit seems to be more responsive in that case. And here it happens to be that my general just decides to shoot exactly when Revolver Cav is in front of it and does lots of friendly fire instead of killing enemy Yariki. And here I'm just like, I'm not going to pull back the Red Bear because it's already going to die anyway to Cav charges and whatnot. And this Revolver is able to shoot before the Red Bear infantry reloads, and this means the Red Bear is basically gone. Could argue that he's wasting a few volleys here. He wasted an extra one than he needed to kill that whole unit, but really, here this is the problem for me. Like, if this didn't happen, I would have been in decent position and with this US Marine as well. But here my revolvers are getting caught and my general too. Not sure why I'm not pulling the general back here. I'm actually pulling him forward. Now I'm gonna pull him away, and but he's got revolvers chasing him. Not pulling him the correct way though. I should have pulled him much earlier because I could have kept my general. And yeah, probably my general is dead right now, but you can see he's actually gonna get the RE keys and revolvers in here. But he's got some weird attack orders, so his revolvers actually get engaged in melee. But they will still be able to fire though. Here, and yeah, I've got my revolvers here. Wow, they're destroying my US Marines. But here I've got some decent shots off into the Spear Levy. Unfortunately, I cannot route it, and this Spear Levy is just harassing the hell out of me right now. I mean, these Shogutai and Spear Levy didn't really get any kills. Well, one kill for a Shogutai, that's not really worth it for a 1k unit, but it's been forcing me to split up so much. And here, this cavalry charge, I was like, okay, he's charging in with cavalry. I'm gonna be able to get revolvers around and shoot him with Red Bears to the Yariki, but I guess I can't really do enough damage. And these guys are probably, I should have just charged them into the Spear Levy because they were gonna get caught anyway. But at this point, it's not looking too good for me because I lost a lot of my I lost my Yariki. I have no Yariki at this point in the game. Luigi does have a few Yariki left. Of course, this Shogutai will not be able to do much. And I'm not sure why I'm using this revolver cav here. I might as well just kept it not firing to waste its ammunition. Here, this was bad by me because I think I could have killed it with like Red Bears or something. But I thought, okay, I'm pressed for time. I need to kill it very quickly. So I guess that is why I decided to waste the ammo. But now I'm going to pull it back because I don't want to waste any volleys. And again, not quite sure what happened here because my US Marines didn't really get any volleys off. Luckily, I only lost a few men, but any man right now is very important in this US Marine unit. And what I need to do right now is I need to somehow support the US Marine with my forces so that it doesn't die. But unfortunately, I'm kind of split up by him. And he's going to continue pushing up here. But I'm going to position my revolvers around, like, this is what I need, my revolvers to protect my US Marine. But here I'm in the forest, I noticed that my guys are wavering, so I'm like, okay, I need to do something about it. But look, I give an attack order, and you'll see what the unit does. Why is it moving around this way, oddly enough, like this, instead of just walking forward and a bit and shooting? It doesn't make sense, but I guess it still works, didn't they? And here, this was a good move by him. I forced him to try and target the revolvers, but I'm like, okay, that's fine for me. This means you can't be firing at my US Marines, but this Red Bear stays in the fight annoyingly long, and just long enough for his Yariki to get in here. So I do, I'm not going to kill any Yarikis here, apparently a few of them, before they charge in, but I knew I couldn't pull back here, so I decided to use my US Marines in order to kill his last remaining Yariki here. these Yarikis actually make it through with 16 men and force my revolvers to waver. So this is pretty bad for me. But I decide to send this one revolver through, and here I should probably not be firing with this red bear, and at that point I'm like, okay, I need to turn it around. Here I'm hoping to get some shots off onto his general's bodyguard, but they're out of ammo anyway, which is why they're gonna stop and not pursue. Unfortunately, I ran out of ammo. Maybe I could have gotten one more shot off. But yeah, this is a pretty awful situation for me right now. There's very little that I can actually do at this point. I mean, sure, I've got 4 lines, but here's the thing. 2 are Black Tortoise, and bear in mind they're not in the best shape, except this one. This one has 83, but both of them are in red morale. The Red Bears aren't doing too badly. I mean, they're in yellow morale, so it's not so bad. But look at him. All his forces are in green. I still have a revolver cap in pretty decent shape, but it's not the Yariki, and it doesn't have ammo. If this was a Yariki, a back charge into those Marines would have been devastating. Like, just think about it. This unit would have been routed, could have been routed, and just destroyed. But at this point, I have very few chances of victory, but still pretty close game, I feel. This one. But again, like, that YOLO charge in the beginning by me was not very effective because he had like double lines, which truly messed up my my plan. Like, if I just charged the one unit that was over here, it wasn't supported by cavalry or supported by revolvers or had like a second line of infantry waiting. If I got through with the Yariki here and then went either this way or this way, probably this way to mop up the flank would have been a safer choice. It could have gone well for me, I think. Just one Yariki. No need for more. Just one. Because this was like a Red Bear unit already firing at my Red Bear in the forest, so just charge it while it's reloading and see if you can actually get to the flank. Like, I think that would have been good for me, but it did not work out that way, as I just charged everything frontally and didn't work against what he had. Again, maybe if I just sent the Yarikis around here, could have worked quite well against this one white bear. A lot of different things I could have done other than frontal charges, but I saw that his units were moving, so I thought they had like movement orders or attack orders on like units that were farther away. So I thought, okay, maybe I can catch him while his units are still positioning, but it was not the case. All his units were actually firing once the battle engaged, and that was basically GG for me. Like, that was what sealed the deal for me, because I was left with no Yariki, and without Yariki I can't really protect my forces or start offensive engagements properly. But still, it's come to this game, to this point. Again, there were some mistakes made by him, actually, some pretty serious ones too. Not as serious as mine, but he made a few. So basically what he did is, I feel like he blobbed up a lot with his cavalry over here frontally into my one Red Bear. He could have mopped it up by just flanking around with Yariki and charging in the rear. Then he did some weird engagements frontally with like, he's attacked with Shogitai and Spear Levy frontally, which looks cool. Like, sure, he's forcing me to pull back, but is it really worth it though? I mean, yeah, it gives him time, but I don't think it's actually worth the money though. I don't think it's a cost-efficient trade for him, because basically loses like 1.5k for free. Like, that Shogitai did nothing. Spear Levy did nothing in terms of kills. Like, that's so much wasted for, I don't think that they did what they were supposed to do. I think if he hadn't used it in the center and instead used it on the flank, that might have been much more effective for him, but instead used it in the center where I had like Marines and other units that could fire on it, and of course those two units were destroyed. But again, not to take anything away from this game, he still played it out quite well. But we will see though. So what I'm trying to do right now is, since I have 4 lines, I'm trying to surround him, but you can see that I'm actually in not the best situation myself. I'm trying to make sure that this revolver doesn't get to charge my Red Bears. He thinks that I'm gonna turn around, and I'm actually gonna try and get some shots off. Do I? I actually killed 2 of them with 2 volleys, so that was pretty good for me. Unfortunately, yeah, it's wavering, but it can't really route off the field. So that is quite peculiar. Let's see over here though, the Red Bear infantry that I have flanking around actually got to the flank. This could be the problem for him, basically. But he's got US Marines here. Now he's going to turn them around. But that's going to allow me to get some nice flanking shots on this one Red Bear over here, because I see his US Marines are over there. So here I'm going to pull back, but you can see for some reason, like, only part of the unit runs back while the other, that's kind of like in a firing animation, remains back. So here I actually try to go for a maneuver, but I do get my revolvers shot, which is a shame because now they're wavering. And I'm gonna try and see if I can go in here and kill the unit. He does turn around, and does he get a volley off? No, he doesn't get a volley off on my cavalry. So, but now I'm gonna have to go out with my revolvers. And yes, this unit is in red morale, but it's not actually wavering. So I'm gonna try and chase it again with the revolver cav, because I'm like, okay, this unit's probably gonna be routed off the field anyway, and I have to kill this unit no matter what the cost. Hitting it in the rear, and it's in red morale, but it's not enough, and now it's gonna be in yellow morale. So here, if this unit routed, he would have been down to 2 lines, whereas I had 4. So this could have been massive in the game, but unfortunately it didn't pan out my way. I couldn't route this one unit of Red Bears, 74 men left. This engagement is gonna be good for me, but it's still not really what I'm looking for. It says that the unit is winning decisively, which is quite strange because I've got many more men in this unit. Must be to morale. But in a shootout, my unit would have won. But here's the thing now. I still have 4 lines to his 3, but my line is just not going to be able to do it here, unfortunately. And this Red Bear is... This is a Black Tortoise, it's not a Red Bear. So... even though I have more men, he's got the shrine and he has the farmhouse. No, he doesn't. He actually didn't control the farmhouse, interestingly enough. So that was a mistake by him. But yeah, here I can't really do anything at this point. So I'm like, what should I actually do? At this point, nothing is really, like, I just gave up when I saw that I couldn't take out this one unit with the revolver and the Black Tortoise supporting. I was like, okay, charge it in the rear, stop it from doing any kind of damage to my Black Tortoise, and then shoot it with Black Tortoise, and hopefully it routes. If that was the case, again, I would have had 4 units to his 4, yes. But he has a general unit and he has a revolver cav unit. So these are not lines. And I would have been able to go around and make sure that, well, again, it would have given me a much bigger chance with 4 lines against 2. I would have gone around and actually done damage, been able to get angles off that I previously wouldn't on his lines, I think. So here you can see my Red Bears here trying to do something, but I'm not really going to be able to do anything this game, so I'm just going to be fast forwarding again. But this was still a pretty good game, I feel, even though we both made some massive mistakes in this battle that I suppose you guys who are watching now can actually notice. So I'm pulling back the Red Bears here, trying to go for a final stand. Here I'm shooting at his Red Bears, but my Red Bear is not so strong. Revolver cav charging in should rout this unit, and it is gone. So yeah, that is game number 1. So Luigi is up 1-0 in this best of 5. I shall see you in game number 2. Oh, I forgot to actually show the results for the game, so here they are. The kill statistics. US Marines getting lots of kills, revolvers too, but the other revolver... Where's the other revolver? Did not do so well, actually, because it got charged. And, yeah, Yariki's still doing some damage, but it's not really what I want. Look at these 2 here that were basically wasted. Now for Luigi. US Marines revolver cav. Again, general being very good. Shogutai Spear Levy again. Even though they did technically do something for him, I don't think they were worth it. I think I handled that situation, part of the situation, quite well. But yeah, that is game 1 again, so see you in game 2 for real now. So this is game 2 of my match versus Luigi, again on our Ridge Pass. And this time I believe I'm the defender. And you will see me try to actually do something this time around because I'm down 1-0. So at this point I'm not feeling too confident after how I played the first game. So yeah, let's look at the army setups. I've got 4 red bears on my right flank. This time I'm trying something else. Just get this part of the field because there's a sword dojo here. I don't care about this side. So let's just try and get this hill. So I've got 4 red bears here, really strong on the flank. Cav charges will not be very effective frontally into them. Then I have, let's see, again, same thing over here. Shogunate Guard Infantry, actually this time around with suppression fire. Supporting 2 black tortoise, again, same kind of idea. 2 spear levy, this is a difference. And 2 white bear infantry. Then I have this 1 Royal Marine here. I'm not quite sure why I left it all the way in the back though. This was quite a mistake by me. Maybe I forgot it. No, I actually don't think I forgot it. I was just thinking something odd. Not using loose formation here anymore because I mean, it makes them not work too well in terms of firing and messes up their animations and stuff. Loose formation from what seems to be the case. But yeah. And I've got some pretty nice lines set up over here with some decent firing lines, that is. So I've got spear levy here, and I've got like white bears protecting, but not the best angles because there's still this little patch of terrain over here that might actually be obstructing vision. But yeah, I'm gonna go over my opponent's build. So he has red bear infantry over here, again Shogutai and spear levy, same kind of thing, but with red bear though. So yeah, this time he's using 2 red bears here. I think this is a superior choice by him. But he's also using the Shogutai and spear levy on the forested terrain, So again, I think he learned from the previous game himself. And this is a much better move by him to put the Shogutai and spear levy here supporting these units, because I'm not going to be able to get as effective shots here. The terrain isn't as good for me as it is here. It's not open, so I can't really shoot the Shogutai and spear levy to death as I otherwise could. This is much better for him. And what is this? Oh, it's just probably for like 2v2, 3v3. Another dojo. So yeah, he does have the sword dojo, but I have the archery dojo, and one could argue that the archery dojo is quite a bit more important than the sword dojo. Depends on how many units of elite infantry you have though, because if you have a lot of elite infantry, it's not really that important because elite infantry probably have their reload maxed because it's tied to their animation and type of rifle. So getting more reload might not actually help them fire faster, that is. But anyway, I have those 2 red bears here that are holding the flank for me. At this point, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to be very solid and see if I can get some shots off. But the guys take far too long to fire, and there we go. They do finally fire. I get 11 kills. They're for free, and again, got archery dojo here, so I can reload if necessary. Got infinite ammo basically. So I'm just trying to skirmish because I see that, okay, I have 2 150s, he has 1 150. I can put 1 150 here to make sure that his Royal Marine can't do anything. Whereas I push up this Shogunate Guard infantry, do some damage. Here you can see he's actually going to move forward with his spear levy because he knows he has to do something, otherwise he's just going to lose in a skirmish engagement because I have 2 150s. So he's going to move up spear levy here. I'm just not going to engage with my own spear levy, but this kind of terrain is bad for me. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I have to do something to hold this hill. Here I'm actually going to pull back into the forest, but I'm going to get a charge off with spear levy, and he doesn't get a charge off. But unfortunately for me, somehow his unit stabilizes, even though mine got the charge off, and that is quite odd, I think. But here I'm in a good position. I'm in the forest, so and I get also the first shot against red bear. This engagement should definitely be much better for me. Unfortunately, it says combat even somehow, and I still take more losses than him, so this doesn't really make much sense in my mind. But oh well. So here I've got Shogunate Guard Infantry. Still, I can't really micro them at this point. I'm like way too busy microing on my right flank. But really, I should have moved them up a little bit here to get some shots off on him while and force him to micro there too. But here, my revolvers. Thankfully, his revolvers shoot at that red bear. But my revolvers, they do some weird things. Like, they do some extremely weird things. Like, they moved up so quickly to actually fire, and his revolvers are actually now very cost effective. That was a very cost effective trade for him. Like, he shot the red bears, routed them, and then my own revolvers couldn't actually shoot down his revolvers. So that was quite unfortunate for me. Here I'm gonna do some nice job here with the Black Tortoise. Spear Levy finally routes, but the Shogatai is here. Got a revolver to counter it though. Shogatai is gonna get shot to pieces. Not actually pulling back this Black Tortoise though. This is a mistake by me, but I'm gonna still be able to do damage to the Shogatai like this. And the revolvers here, wasted by me somehow. Because again, like, my revolvers kind of refuse to fire in this game. I'm not quite sure what is actually going on here. And here I didn't move up my Marines in time, and the terrain isn't really favoring them too much. Here I'm like, I think at least that I'm not in the best position. So I got like some nice volleys into his red bears here, killing like quite a lot of them. But my general here is gonna try and see if he can take down this revolver, because the red bear is engaged in melee with the revolver cap. This is good for me. But at this point, yeah, I get some nice volleys onto this Shogatai, doing damage to it. This is what I need to do. I need to kill the Shogatai. And here his Black Tortoise is going to lose, but for some reason it says my unit is losing, and his Black Tortoise is actually doing better, even though mine is in downhill position and I've got Archery Dojo and stuff, which definitely should matter a lot in Black Tortoise versus Black Tortoise. But I don't know why this fight is going as it is. So I should have the advantage, and look, my guys are not really firing. They're doing weird things, so I have to pull them back. And I lose the Spear Levy as well to General's Bodyguard firing, actually. And here I do get my White Bear charged, but this Yariki is actually wasted because it got 37 kills. Yes, it did some damage to this White Bear, but it's a trade I'm willing to take. Getting some nice flanking shots with the Royal Marines here, though. Getting more shots here. The Yariki, though, are gonna get shot to pieces by revolver cap, but again, finally they decide to fire. But this is just gonna go into my revolver cap. But this time it seems my revolvers do actually want to shoot, which is good for me. But unfortunately my White Bear here did rout, and gonna have to pull away my general. I should have had my general here. That's a mistake by me. And White Bears here getting decimated, but by his forces. I'm gonna try and get my revolvers into his general, and actually this is gonna be very good for me. Here goes his general. I should have just given a movement order though, because they just stopped after they got in range. But interestingly enough, sometimes they just run straight into the enemy unit when given orders to fire. But this time, unfortunately for me, they didn't. Oh well, I still expanded the ammunition anyway, so I guess in this situation it didn't really matter, but still quite annoying to say the least. We're gonna get a nice rear charge into the Shogunate Guard Infantry. I've killed quite a few of them actually. Now I can get in with my Spear Levy against the Shogunate Guard Infantry, so I feel like this is my moment to go in. I'm gonna try and get the revolvers into his Royal Marines to stop them from firing. I do get in with my revolver cav. I'm also gonna do some extra damage to his Royal Marines. But here I'm like, okay, he's pushing up his lines, so there's no way I can win this. And my unit here isn't firing. My unit here isn't firing, whereas his is. My Royal Marine here wasn't in position, so I do understand why it wasn't firing. But again, this part is quite annoying for me, how it's reforming. Finally, I can get some shots onto his units, but mostly Black Tortoise, though. This isn't. He's shielding it with Black Tortoise, so his Marines can actually fire. But my own Royal Marines are gonna lose to those Royal Marines, even though my Shogunate Guard Infantry here are in position right now. Hopefully they get the shots off. I think they will get the first shots. Actually they don't. This unit does decide to fire first, but look at this one Shogunate Guard Infantry. It's getting destroyed by a Red Bear and a White Bear. That was a bad move by me. I should have pulled it back, but again, I'm not quite sure why I lost this engagement. And yeah, he has more units firing, but I had my units in position and in the forest, so this doesn't make so much sense to me. And we'll need further explaining, I guess. So at this point I'm like, okay, I have to charge in my general and shove in the guard infantry. Like, I was like, okay, I thought I won this game, and apparently not. It didn't pan out the way at all, so I tried some desperate maneuvers here to see if I can route this one Shogun Guard infantry with my White Bear infantry, but it's very resilient, so it's wavering, but it hasn't routed off the field, which is a shame for me. And now it's steady, so I was hoping I could kill it so that I could start flanking the Royal Marines, but it's now stabilized and my own units over here on this flank routed, so that's very unfortunate for him, but it's the effect of the aura that he has. I don't have an aura anymore at this point. I'm just gonna end up losing the main engagement. And this fight over here, I lost with the Red Bears. I lost against that one Red Bear. But here, I'm gonna end up possibly winning this flank. No, it's a Black Tortoise against White Bears. Not gonna happen. He also has... He doesn't have the Archery Dojo, so again, small mistake by him. And here, I'm just gonna get my own units destroyed, so I'm just gonna go for a downhill charge. So basically, at this point, I'm like feeling... not good at all, to say the least. This feels like I'm not sure. I know what went wrong in the first game, but I don't understand clearly what went wrong in the second game, which is why I'm not quite sure what I could have done much better in this game. I mean, I thought, okay, maybe I could have supported my units a little bit better, and I could have sent my general to give more morale boosting stuff to my units, but again, not quite sure how that went as it did, because I just had the forest, and I should have had the first shot, but did not work out that way for me, unfortunately, and my units got decimated. First shot matters a lot. As you can see here, it looks very one-sided according to kills. The unit statistics, my revolver cap did best, but my Shogun Guard infantry and Royal Marines surprisingly did awfully. Now his, though, did extremely well. His White Bears and Shogun Guard infantry too, very insane. His general, 100 kills as well, even in this kind of a short game, but that is basically game 2, so hopefully I can shape up for game number 3. I shall see you in game 3. And welcome to game 3 of this best of 5, and this time around it's going to be on Kawabe River. Finally, again, I'm going to be the attacker in the first game. We'll see how it actually works, or doesn't, for me. I'm gonna go over my build in just a moment. In just a moment. So, alright, here we go. Game is loaded up. I'm gonna put it on slow motion so I can go over the builds. I have, again, same kind of general command gun mix. Then I have on my left flank 2 Red Bears. On my right flank, again, 2 Red Bears. And in the center, Vermilion Bird Force. This is what I changed. And of course, 2 Black Tortoise. And 2 more Black Tortoise Force behind. And 2 Red Bears on the left flank, just in the area over here, because I don't want him to come around from the side and flank me. That's basically why I put them over there. Now for my cavalry contingent, I have 4 Yariki rank 2. And I believe 2 revolver cav. That is basically my cavalry contingent. As for Luigi, let's see, he's got 2 Yariki over here, vanilla. Again, his full gun general. And 2 Yariki vanilla again, so 4 of them. And a saber cav. Now he has 1 spear levy, I believe. No, it's a Yarikachi. Yeah, it is a Yarikachi. Then we have a Tosa rifleman. Mix of black bears and red. He has black bears, interestingly enough. Okay, so US Marines here, that is his best elite unit, it seems. But he doesn't really have any other elites. So he has 2 white bears here. Then he has, I believe it is 2 red bears and a black bear. So his army here even though it looks super wide, it's not as strong as it looks, because, I mean, he has this one toaster rifleman, which, again, on this map, I'm not quite sure why you would have a toaster rifleman. Maybe, I guess it would be useful if it becomes, like, a huge stalemate, but we'll see. And it's not even a 175 toaster rifleman, so why would you bring this unit when you could bring a unit that is, like, a little bit more expensive, like a Marine, and much better? It makes no sense. Like, unless you want to bring 175s, I don't see why you'd bring the toaster rifleman at all. It doesn't have as many men, it's almost as expensive as a Marine, and it's much worse than a Marine in all areas, I think. So why would you bring a toaster rifleman then? I don't know. I think this is a really poor choice by him. But we will see if he can actually make it work. So over here, I thought that there's a patch of terrain which doesn't allow him to shoot properly, at least from what I remembered. It might have been over here. I'm not sure. Actually, no, it seems to... 150 seems to work here. I thought there really was some terrain which didn't allow him to shoot for sure, but I guess that's not the case. So I do see that his units are firing, but again, I take a massive volley into my Black Tortoise force. This is not good for me. But here I've got my Yariki first up on the hill with a revolver cav as well. But here's the problem for me. He has one Yarikachi here. And this Yarikachi can do so much for him, because it's gonna be able to allow him to take this hill here. I don't really have units to stop it from getting the hill, and I can't get the hill myself here. So what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and see if I can get into the toaster rifleman here, because look, it says it's firing, but I think what happened here is that, okay, it does actually fire, but only a few of them fire. I get into the toaster rifleman, and now I'm gonna be able to get a volley off with my red bears and do a lot of damage to it. Look, it's already down to 60 men. I also charge into this one red bear. But here's the problem for me. This Yarikachi forces me to pull back. And here, I've got this one red bear that's going to be able to do okay on this side. It's going to be up against the white bear and the red bear though, so maybe I should be supporting it. The center though is not looking too good for me, and I don't have enough units here, I feel. So yeah, I've got my Yarikis here that are trying to support, but he did get the charge into my red bears. That was bad for me. But I'm gonna go for the toaster rifleman again, and here I'm gonna get some nice shots off into the Yarikachi. I'm gonna move up my Black Tortoises again. Again, these toaster rifles, 12 kills, completely wasted unit. Doesn't have any sustainability or any advantage over Marines, which are just basically slightly more expensive for a much better unit, which I don't understand here. This is a bad engagement by me. 2 against 1, and surprisingly I only got 27 kills despite first volley. But ooh, full volley into this unit. Now this is what bad engagement by me. Should have definitely watched out over there, and should have. Now I see it, and I'm gonna just pull back here, but that was quite bad. This Yarikachi over here, I'm gonna be able to shoot it with the Black Tortoise. I mean, it's down to 78. And it's done. It has kept me off the hill, but it hasn't actually done anything here besides getting a few kills. So again, like, he's keeping me off the hill, but what is he actually achieving while keeping me off the hill? That is the question. And again, he's getting shots off into my red bears here, which can't seem to be able to do what they need to do. And yeah, he's gonna be able to keep pushing, because I lost one red bear basically for free on my left flank. That was bad. Gonna continue going around here, but I have more Yariki in position. The game doesn't look good for me right now. Even though I killed that toaster rifleman, which is arguably really good, I still lost the cavalry in for it, and I took a lot of damage on red bears. He took some damage, but not enough. And here actually, like, he could run a cavalry unit through here and be annoying for me, but again, I get shot here. It's bad for me, and this unit is not, for some reason, it's not really returning fire at this point. It's just staying here and not returning fire. It looks odd. It's not firing at all while it's getting fired upon. It's very strange. It's still not firing, so what is this? What is going on? Finally, it says firing at will. Strange. Very strange. But it is finally going to be able to shoot, but it's down to 115, so very inefficient. But here comes my Yariki charge. So he did fire a volley, but now his black bears are wide open to cavalry charges. So now I'm going to be able to go through the black bears, get into the rear of the red bears. And look, this engagement has suddenly turned. Might not be able to rout this one black bear, but I've done so much damage here. And look, my Yariki get into this one red bear. Now this means I can push up into and attack that unit. And I also am going to be able to hopefully get through here and into the US Marines. The US Marines are now going to be engaged, so I'm going to push up and see if I can target the one US Marine here. Yarikachi are off the field. My red bears are over here and should be able to get a volley off on the Yariki, hopefully. They do actually instead unfortunately decide to shoot the red bear. Still some nice kills. But I've got revolvers here supporting. Again, look at his US Marines done some damage. And Yariki come around again into the US Marines. This Yariki, such a hero unit in this game. But my left flank is collapsing despite this hero Yariki, so it's not looking as good as it still could be. So Yariki still doing damage to his red bears. Massive, massive efficiency on this Yariki. Now this red bear might actually rout due to the hero Yariki, but the hero Yariki still not routing with 9 men. Now finally it routes. This one unit made the game for me, I think. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet as he has Yariki over here. But that is the unit that could save me. But these revolvers, they're here. They didn't actually shoot from the beginning though. Again, strange. Now these guys are though, and they're doing massive damage to the Yariki. So basically he is wasting his Yariki here. And I've got terrible attack orders on my unit. But I'm going to be able to get the hill. He just has a toast rifleman and a general's bodyguard here. So for me this is good because I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. And his general is not looking too good. I should be, again, giving move orders to my revolver cap to get to his general instead of attack orders. Because attack orders, like, either they can go in, and a lot of times they will go in very close to the enemy. But look here, his general is not looking too hot here. So here I do actually go around, and I'm gonna try and get around his black bear infantry. But his general actually is now steady. But I do charge it, and I'm gonna actually go into the red bear and see if I can push through. Because I see, okay, now his unit here isn't doing too hot, but look at this one revolver cav. I managed to rout this black bear completely off the field, and this other red bear over here is in red morale, so I feel, okay, if I shoot it down and I pull out my revolver cap, 173 kills, also done a lot of work in melee. So this revolver cap just did so much work for me. Just got rid of the general, got rid of a red bear and a white bear, I believe. So this, again, like 2 hero cavalry units. And it also killed the Yarikis. Like those 2 units, massive, massive damage done by them. So at this point, okay, he has 4 lines. And yes, he has US Marines. And I'm just being too careless though at this point though. So I should be way more careful because I could be losing this game if I'm doing what I'm doing right now. Wasting units on this US Marine. Trying to play attrition games frontally with US Marines is not a good idea, really. But now I'm gonna have a 2-on-1 situation here. He's gonna push up his other units though, but I'm in the forest here, so I'll be able to get better shots. Again, this one white bear is not gonna do too well against 2 units, but it does have support here. Oh, some nice flanking volleys in here though. But I've got my general, and I might actually be able to charge my general in here and rout this one US Marine. It's gonna give attack orders to his US Marine, but in the process, it's not gonna be able to do anything. And my hero cavalry units seem to be able to do what they needed to do. These 2, one red bear over here and white bear should be routed off the field. You see the black tortoise here and the red bear. Again, my general's bodyguard is coming around, and victory is finally mine. So 2-1. I do manage to win a game on Kawabe River. So I'm not out 3-0 of the tournament, thankfully. Let's take a quick look at the statistics, actually. This was a fairly interesting game where, like, a revolver cab and Yariki were insanely effective, basically. Like, they gave me the momentum I needed in order to win this game, basically. Which I'm happy about. Like, you can use 1 cavalry unit at a time and do so much damage. Like, if you do it properly, as I did in that. I'm really proud of what I managed to do in that scenario with like just one cavalry unit at a time. And you can see I deployed more, I also killed more. Revolver cavalry did quite well. Yarikis too. That one hero Yariki is what did a lot. US Marines didn't do enough, basically not effective. Yarikachis didn't do much. Like, they kept me off the hill, off the forest, which I guess is good, but they didn't really do much other than that, so I wouldn't say that they did a cost-effective job, really. But anyway, we shall see you in game 4, again on Kawabe River. So this is game 4 on Kawabe River. This time around, I'm the defender, and we shall see how this is gonna go for me. But on this map, cavalry can be quite useful. You need, I think cavalry is really good here, because there's lots of different terrain, slopes and whatnot, and hills, and that's why I think they can be quite nice on this map. But also line spams can, as usual, be quite effective. So, I'm gonna go over my build quickly. I've got Commander Gun General still. Then a center, again, US Marine, supported by 2 Black Tortoise. Standard stuff for me, but I brought a Yarikachi, rank 2. Because I thought, okay, cool unit. It annoyed me a lot last game. Why not bring it myself? And I've got, let's see, 4 Yariki, rank 2 again, I believe, and 2 Revolver Cav. And I have, let's see, 2 Red Bears on my left. Again, 2 Black Tortoise. So basically 4 Black Tortoise in total. And that is basically my build. As for Luigi, he has a full gun general, and he has 2 red bears on his left flank. Oh, make that 3 red bears. On his left flank, he has, of course, 2 white bears on his right, a Shogunate Guard Infantry Vanilla, another red bear in the center, Royal Marines 150 range, Shogunate Guard Infantry, Black Bear Infantry, and that is basically the build. So essentially Luigi went for a huge infantry force. So yeah, the Yarikachi Spear Levy and the Shogutai here. Like, that's his huge melee force against my army. So at this point I'm like, oh my god, how am I gonna hold this hill? And this is very important because it's shrine. But luckily for me, farmhouse and archery dojo over here. So what I should have done at this point, which is something I didn't do, is move my Yariki, capture this, because he isn't going for the archery dojo. And archery dojo can be quite nice. I can reload with my revolver cav, and so I don't really need to worry about revolver cav ammo too much this game. So here I'm gonna try and bait him, basically trying to stop him from going on the hill. But that kind of ends up backfiring because I lose like, what, 3 men in this unit and 1 man in that unit. So already 3 kills on his unit. On his general. Wait, how did I lose so much? Wait, 1? That's 4. Oh, 1 kill on a red bear. Okay, that makes sense. So, there's no way I can hold the hill here, even though I have a Yarikachi rank 2 that will do well against the Spear Levy and this vanilla Yarikachi. But the Spear Levy with this one Shogutai Yarikachi will demolish the Yarikachi, and he'll be able to tie down my lines from firing. So I decide to, I think, get off the hill here, which I think was a smart move as well, because I can't hold the hill against this massive melee force. And I see that since he has no cavalry, okay, I can pull back and be fine. Now I'm gonna go into this forest and pull back my Yarikachi. I think I'm gonna put a unit into this forest for some time at least, and then here will I get a volley off? No, I won't get a volley off because there's a line of sight blocker here. Still not sending Yariki or Revolver Cav to capture the archery dojo, but I think I didn't really count his units properly to see if he actually has hidden units or not. So I guess that is what went wrong for me. But I'm gonna put my units here on this flank. Farmhouse, again, controlled by me for now, but it's gonna get decapped and he's gonna cap the archery dojo. Because look, this is what he needs to do to decap. Just 1 red bear over here, and I can't really do much against it. I mean, I guess I can push up, but I would be really close in range to his other units, and I could get flanked. I'm trying to push up though, trying to angle myself as well as I can here, but we'll see. So 2 rev cap over here, 4 hierarchy. Still not capping the archery dojo, and I'm just gonna continue to destroy myself over that. Yeah, this US Marine over here, nice volley into the red bear. Just look at the damage that's done here. 26 men killed. And it's gonna get another volley off into that red bear. So right now he's gonna be like, okay, let's push up. He's gonna try and push up and flank my unit. Here I don't know what that unit was doing, so I just decided to reposition it. And here I'm gonna continue angling my forces, because I have to angle my forces right now. And he's gonna try and use superior numbers. So at this point I'm like, okay, this is bad for me. Try and get one last volley off, and then pull out, but I lose 5 men. 5 men, but killed 15 total. I guess that's kind of worth it. Not too bad. Now he's gonna be able to freely be able to push up though. But I have this 1 black tortoise here, which will be able to give me some supporting fire onto this red bear. But here's a mistake from him though, and if he decides to continue pushing on this flank, like if he continues pushing in the center, like this could be really bad for him. Yes, I've got only 3 units here, and this, I'm scared of this Royal Marine. I'm scared of these units over here, but you will see what I mean. I hope. So yeah, I still have this black tortoise here. Again, weird position. I'm not sure why it's all the way back over there. Got my Yariki over here. Still haven't captured the archery dojo. Going to continue destroying myself over it. But now I see an opportunity, I think. So he moved this red bear over here to see if he can defend against my Yariki. But what I'm going to end up doing is, okay, I send this 1 Yariki here to try and capture the archery dojo. I think, now at least. So I'm going to move up this US Marine. And it's actually now in range of the red bear. So look, be able to get a free volley off. Then I should be able to pull back here. I pull back, free volley off. Lost a lot of men in that 1 red bear. And I see that, look at this 1 red bear. It's out of position. It's time to charge in with Yariki. I didn't dismount here. So I'm like, okay, I see he's out of position. So now, he has actually turned around his red bears, but he won't get a volley off. So it is time for me to move up. He's out of position. These units will not be able to support. I get a pretty clean charge into this red bear. Of course, blobbed up, but it doesn't matter. Now I'm going to be able to get through this red bear. Stop that unit with the 1 Yariki. Get into the Marines. Get further volleys off into the Marine. I'm going to target this US Marine also into his Royal Marines so I can kill it. Not as important as this red bear. Yariki here stopping the red bear. He's also going to reposition the Shogunate Guard infantry. Here my Yarikis kind of get shot here. Not the best angle for me, but I'm going to be able to charge into the red bears frontally, yes, but still lots of damage will be done. And here, look, Yariki's doing damage here, getting some shots off on his Spear Levy too. And his center is just collapsing really quickly. I'm not sure what my US Marine is doing though, but there's a lot of hectic micro going around. And this unit hasn't really routed off the field for him. It's actually kind of stabilizing, and I'm not quite sure why. His Royal Marine taking insane damage though. I'm gonna support around the Black Tortoise. Revolver Cav in position though. Just waiting for them to decide to actually fire, but finally they're gonna fire. Got a Revolver Cav just doing so much damage here. I wanted to shoot at the Shogunate Guard infantry though. Here my Royal Marine's kind of getting shot to pieces though, and this is a bad engagement for me. I mean, I actually felt like I was throwing the game, because at this point I just stopped microing after what I did here. That was really good, but still. And now the Shogunate Guard infantry is going to get shot. Going to get my revolvers into his general. He's going to pull out, but not before he gets shot to pieces. And now here come my Revolver Cav. Not firing though. Not firing, and they have like their swords out for some reason. They're firing at the wrong units too. But the revolvers turn around here. We're gonna fire into this Shogunate Guard infantry. So yeah, here he's gonna continue pushing up. But my revolvers crushed through. And now I'm just gonna be able to charge that 1 unit. And at this point I feel like the game is in the bag, because his general is off the field, and that was his 1 cavalry unit. I get my Revolver Cav shot a little bit, but I'm gonna go around, try and get the shrine, and I'm probably gonna go around and get the archery dojo as well finally, because I have the time. I can reload my revolvers. Getting the shrine will be important to deny him the speed. I have the farmhouse too. I'm gonna be able to get the archery dojo, which will grant me all the 3 dojos on the map, and it's gonna be quite important for me. I'm also gonna be able to get flanking shots off with my black tortoise on the Yarikachi here. Will be quite important, but they're not firing even though they are in range. You can see over here that they could be firing if they wished to, but they're not really. Okay, now they're finally firing. But I've got my general here. I mean, I can afford to do this with my general, do as much damage as I can to this Yarikachi. I'm gonna continue pulling back because there's nothing that will stop me from not pulling back. Here the Royal Marines are doing some awkward things, which I noticed, so I'm gonna pull the black tortoises and deliver some nice shots into the Royal Marines. Look at them, 35 down. They're not actually gonna be routing off the field though, so it's quite unfortunate for me, even though they were wavering and in red morale. I was hoping they would rout. Here I do rout this one Yarikachi though, and it's shattered out, so I'm like, okay, I don't want to waste any more ammo on it, even though I've got the archery dojo. And look, I'm going to be able to get into a nice position here, which is the forest. I'm going to be able to get some good shots as well here. I have the farmhouse, and of course this marine here is down to 35, so it's combat ineffective at this point. Shrine is controlled by me, farmhouse is controlled by me, and soon enough archery dojo is actually also controlled by me, so the timer has started. In 10 minutes I will be winning the game if he doesn't actually move up to take the dojos. So now I get a pretty nice some pretty nice shots off onto the red bear. I keep giving an attack order though, and this unit is doing some weird things which I don't understand. At this point I should be pulling back my US Marines, but I don't notice. So I'm actually gonna, I guess I'm gonna finish off this one unit. And as I do that, it's gonna soak up some damage for his Shogunate Guard infantry. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be able to hopefully run away before I get shot at. So here I do a nice thing, which when he was trying to shoot at my US Marines, but I do pull them around in time. And here I notice, okay, red bear infantry of 49 men, I guess I can charge it with the revolvers and it'll be alright. So here you can see my black tortoise doing lots of damage to his Shogunate Guard infantry. US Marine support is coming. Took some time though before they were actually here to fire. Look at them destroy that one Shogunate Guard infantry though. Supporting fire from Black Tortoise is just going to allow it to happen. Again, revolver cap going in here, destroying the red bears, and Royal Marines will be the next target. Now on this side, you can see my Arikachi. I'm actually going to decide, okay, let's engage them. Targeting the spear levy though, which are actually routing, so now I'm going to go for the Shogatai. And his units are mostly wavering. This revolver cavalry is gonna come in here and do a lot of work for me into the white bear. Also gonna charge in melee with black tortoise, and this should just rout this white bear off the field. This whole flank for him has been routed because of army losses and loss of general, and he doesn't have the shrine anymore. And the battle is over. So at this point, we get a convincing win on this map, which allows me to go 2-2, but at this point I'm feeling a little bit better about myself, but still not confident in my abilities, because of course, like, I haven't really played this game much. Like, I played like 4 games recently, and that's about it. So not feeling too confident still in my how should I put it, in how solid I am. But I was feeling happy that I at least got to the 2-2 point, and I felt like, okay, I guess I can win. But in round 2, Clayton's waiting for me anyway, so I felt like I was going to be disadvantaged in that scenario, but we will see. So as you can see, pretty decisive game here. I only lost 1/3 of my army. You see revolvers, US Marines. That damage was done by them. Even Black Tortoise did really well. Happy that they did that. As you can see, like, Luigi doesn't really like bringing Black Tortoise. I'm not sure if I ever saw him bring Black Tortoise in the past games. We will see game 5 though. But his best units, let's see, Shonen Guard Infantry. But none of his units were actually cost effective this game. The Yarikachi 0 kills, Spear Levy 0 kills, Spear Levy 0 kills, Shogatai 30 kills though, but still not enough. Anyway, see you in the last game on Ubayo Onsen. Tiebreaker, game 5. So this is the tiebreaker game on Ubayo Onsen. Currently the score is 2-2. Whoever wins 3 games, since this is the best of 5, advances on to the next round to play against Clayton. And I'm not sure how the tiebreaker works, but I think, and I didn't really remember this map when I was gonna play it, so it was pretty unfortunate for me. Like, of course I know the name because I played this map before, but I didn't really know how it actually was, so I just decided to bring this kind of build. I'm not sure if I'm the attacker this game or if both players are attackers, so I just assumed I'm the attacker. But let me go over my build. So, well, before that, let's go over the dojos. So sword dojo and archery dojo. Very important to have both. Well, I would really like the sword dojo, not just to give my units a boost in melee, but to make sure my cavalry will do as much damage as possible to his units in melee. And if I deny him the sword dojo, then it means that my cavalry charges will be more devastating and I won't really lose much cavalry in melee. So that's something important to keep in mind. Like, sword dojo is still important in this scenario. So yeah, let's see what I've got. 4 Yari Key, rank 2. And then 2 revolver cav, pretty standard stuff. But I also have a saber cavalry. That's something to note. Then on my right flank, I have 2 red bears, left flank 2 red bears, basically same thing. And I have, let's see, command gun general again. I have black tortoise here, white bear infantry, black tortoise, white bear infantry. So 2 black tortoise, 2 white bears. So this game I don't really have any aura unit, which could be pretty bad for me, but we will see. This black tortoise is actually rank 1 with the reload skill upgrades. Now for my opponent, of course, he is still full gun general with Kanbate. On his right flank, he has red bear infantry supporting a US Marine. In the center, we have white bear infantry, probably another unit here. Red bear infantry, the Marine, red bear, and white bear. Then he does have a second line, which is really good for him, black tortoise and red bear. But he doesn't have a second line here, which I could have exploited, but I already moved my Yariki on this side because archer dojo is really important. But I guess I could have gone on this side because there's a line of sight blocker here. I could go around, hit him in the rear, and move up. But yeah, we'll see as I try and move. It's the same thing here. I try and move around my Yariki here. See if I can get him. And at this point, I should charge the white bear, I think. But I was like, okay, he has 2 units here in position. He has like 3 lines deep formation, so I was quite not sure about that move. So at this point, it's really hard for me to think about what I should be doing. I'm gonna pull back though because I don't want to get shot by infantry, the Marine. Just barely remaining out of range, luckily for me. But he has sword dojo, and I have the archery dojo. That's good that I have the archery dojo, but at this point, I'm not quite sure where to go, or like where to actually attack him from, because he has like the second line here. So how am I going to attack it? Okay, I can charge him here, but his black tortoise will be facing this way. So if I went in perfectly from this side, maybe, like right here and into the white bear, maybe so. So I'm gonna move up my saber cav here. I still have the Yari keys in position, but we'll see. We will see. So he's actually gonna move back his white bears, but now he closed the gap. He made it a little bit smaller. Now I have to be even more careful if I want to go in. Like, I have to go in like this, so as there to be no line of sight for his units to fire. It might be possible to actually break through, but this here is very dangerous by him, because he's actually facing the hill and he has very low reach there. So like a cavalry charge downhill into this, depending on the RNG, his units may or may not fire. Like if I'm lucky, his unit won't fire. If I'm unlucky, his unit, and I will do lots of damage to this red bear. But if I'm unlucky, this unit will fire and destroy me. So it's all about luck basically in that scenario. So, and here he actually has to face the rear. So we'll see about that. But yeah, I was hoping he'd make like a big mistake like move up units over the ridge, because then I'd catch them while they're moving, but I couldn't. I have the saber cav I'm walking through here. I'm trying to do something with it, but at this point he's gonna pull back, and this is a smart move by him because he's closing off the angle I have on him. But still a possibility. Like, look, on this, from this angle, like, I don't need to go with, look, the saber cav is coming around here, but I don't actually do a good job here. Oh, this is bad, but I'm gonna, like, okay, I see what he has here, but I get my Yari keys shot here. I lose 8 of them. That's bad. Does get a volley off with the black tortoise, but I pulled back my Yari key too far forward. And here come my infantry units. So I'm like, okay, I gotta move in my Yari keys, and I've got a downhill position, and his black tortoises are facing the wrong way. But now I misclicked, I think. Yeah, I misclicked here, and for some reason, because I thought, okay, my units wouldn't be firing, but actually they would be. So I get a frontal charge into the white bears, but his units will win. He's got his general here though. This unit didn't really kick, it still killed 21 cavalrymen. And I got through, but there's this one red bear that's annoying me, and it might actually get a nice charge into me. Revolver cav here, gonna be annoying as hell to deal with. Killed 5 of them, but still. Okay, this unit demolished me. And now this unit here too. I got my red bears routed here. This was pretty bad engagement by me, to be fair. Yariki barely any damage. I didn't need to do all this cavalry maneuvering, which is what's looking really bad for me right now. Sure, I'm getting some free shots with the black tortoise off right now, but it's not going to be enough. I've lost too much cavalry at this point. Yes, I'm going to be able to get the free charge with the not free charge, but revolver cav here are in position. Look, his infantry and marine are bugging out as well, which is allowing my revolvers to fire, but unfortunately they fire at the wrong unit. Red bears are sadly not what I need to fire at. Now my revolvers are getting destroyed. Gonna be able to get the Yariki into the rear of his infantry, the marine, but it's not gonna save me the game. And yes, I'm somehow breaking through this formation with my general's bodyguard, but his units, yeah, they're wavering, but this infantry, the marine, even though it's wavering, it might still not rout. Look, it's stabilized now. If it routed, that would have been very good for me, but it didn't, so unfortunately it's not what I needed. I'm gonna lose my general here, but I had to pull something off. Frontal charge, I mean, downhill charge with black tortoise force. They might actually not do too badly as it's downhill, but might still lose because they have pretty terrible stats, and he has the sword dojo, which actually played a pretty big role in this battle, I'd say, especially with my charges. Here I'm targeting his infantry, the marine, which is a good move by him, and he's actually moving up with this red bear unit too far forward. And I move up my revolvers as I'm trying to get some angles onto his units, but he's got revolver cav around. At this point I basically lost way too much cavalry for far too little gain, even though they disorganized his units. So here I get a nice charge with my revolver cav into the red bears. I'm gonna pull out. I stop them from firing. I now allow my own red bears to fire, and my revolvers basically only lose like 2 men. Now I'm gonna be able to stay here and maybe get some shots off on his sabers. Got my revolver cav here, charging into the black tortoise. Should rout this unit, no problem. So right now I'm gonna get through here and see if I can hopefully rout it. But no, it's stabilized unfortunately for me, and now it's wavering again. So I'm gonna go with my revolvers into the infantry marine, try and do some damage to it. The charge is not really what I wanted it to be. He's gonna go down with saber cav. Targeting the saber cav right now, gonna be killing it, of course, but he's gonna be able to save it, I think. Revolver cav here, nice shots into the red bears, but is that really what I need right now? I'm gonna pull my revolvers away, but I thought I couldn't do it anymore, so I'm just gonna go for his infantry, the marine. Get a nice charge into the infantry, the marine. They get decimated, but still they are still in the fight. Should rout now though, but look at his saber cav. It's gonna stabilize. It was wavering, unfortunately for me, but this revolver cav is gonna finish the game for me. This one revolver cav and this black tortoise that got 128 kills and refused to rout, unfortunately for me. And his general's bodyguard is now gonna be able to kite the whole game. And I basically only gonna have 4 lines of crappy quality right now, whereas he won this entire flank. And yeah, I've got black tortoise force, but what are they gonna do? Sure, I'm gonna be able to get, it's a full black tortoise with red morale. It's gonna kill this red bear frontally with no support from the general unit or the revolver cavalry, but with the red cav charge, it's His Black Tortoise should route, but he's not actually going to charge his Revolver Cavalry. He doesn't want to route that. Okay, he's actually going to do it now. Probably a better angle. No, he's actually going to waste shots off on it. I guess it doesn't really matter at this point, though. So Luigi does end up winning. 3-2. He's going to move on to the next round in order to face Clayton. So we will see how that's going to go. Should be an interesting match. But yeah, now I am out of the tournament. Just going to take a look at how things are. The statistics. Yeah, still loading. Okay, here are the unit statistics. As you can see, he deployed more than me, and he also killed more. In terms of kills, Red Bear's Revolver Cavalry getting lots of kills actually for being one of them, but the others didn't really do enough. General did Hierarchy's kind of wasted. Look at these, this hierarchy and this hierarchy and this Saber Cav. Wasted. This hierarchy, not really. This hierarchy, not too terribly, but still. Infantry, the Marine for him didn't do much damage, but I, like in terms of kills, but I just used up so many units to try and kill it, like Revolver Cav, Hierarchy, and shot at it so many times, and it was wavering several times, but it really wouldn't route off the field, and this one annoying Black Tortoise force on his left flank. Whatever I tried, it would not route off the field, unfortunately for me, so it came back, and it came back to haunt me and route one of my flanks. That was quite unfortunate. His general, of course, did the damage because he is a full gun general. He has quite a bit of range on him, which kind of helps him, especially in long games. But let us see what else to say. Red Bears, they kind of got routed at the end, so that's what happened there. But yeah, my cavalry did not do what it was supposed to do. He actually had the Vermilion Bird Force. I didn't notice it. My bad. My bad. And he had the Black Tortoise, so he actually brought... Yeah, well, that was the Black Tortoise. He did actually bring Black Tortoise against me. Huh. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Share the video, and I'll see you next time.